listen to this.
Hello everyone, today let us study the subject of the mind, the subject of absolute liberation from suffering. To be liberated from suffering entirely, we must first understand where suffering originates. What is it that experiences suffering? If we come to know that the root cause of all suffering is ignorance, our lack of understanding of reality, then we can see that this body is merely a temporary vessel that we inhabit for a short time. Why do I say this? Because this body does not last long. Suppose that next week this body must cease to function, disintegrate, and die due to any cause. What would happen then? How would we live during this last week? We might spend it in great joy or deep suffering, depending on our mindset. But the key question is, once the body has dissolved and perished, where do we go? This is what we need to understand. Know this: when the body ceases to function, our consciousness departs from it to seek a new form. Have you ever heard of this before? If not, then understand now that we are not this body. When the body dissolves and dies, our consciousness, an intangible, formless life essence, moves on in search of another form. This consciousness, which we call the life essence, is without form. Why does it seek a new body? We do not even know what we truly are, nor do we understand why we continue to seek new physical forms. Reflect on this. Our life essence, this natural state of being, has no shape or form. If we did, we would not need to inhabit a body that does. Do you see? We are without form. We are an essence that is pure and luminous. This is a refined, clear nature that has existed before all things. You do not believe? Then let us try to erase the entire universe. You think the universe has a form, don't you? A form made up of stars. Now erase all the stars. Erase the form of the sun. Erase the form of black holes. You may think that darkness has a form. Erase that too. Erase even the form of light. Erase every speck of dust until nothing remains. What is left? What remains is a pure, clear nature, something utterly pristine. This is the original essence. We may call it emptiness. What does emptiness mean? It means that in that state, no material substance exists, not even darkness or light. That is what we call the pure original emptiness. This essence, this natural state, has never been created and can never be destroyed. But the stars can disintegrate. This earth can dissolve. Do you understand this? Even this body will perish, isn't that right? The universe itself can collapse entirely. Everything that comes into being is destined to dissolve. Darkness and light appear and disappear in cycles. But there is one nature that has never changed, never been altered by anything. That is the primordial essence. It is absolutely clear and completely pure, and that is what we truly are. We are this living essence, without form, utterly clear and pure, completely one with the pristine substance of the cosmos. This is the fundamental nature of our existence. Imagine it as a luminous, transparent sphere. This clear, living essence drifts until it connects with a vessel, and as soon as it does, that vessel begins to have life. Then it is born from a mother's womb or emerges from another form, becoming a living being. Understand this. We are this formless, pure essence. Within this pure nature of life, there is no coming or going. There is no time. There is no distance. There is no darkness, no light. There is no suffering at all. There is only a boundless, pristine openness, an awakened clarity, ever luminous. It is a nature that is eternally bright, ever awake. This nature possesses a living essence that can be likened to the radiance of pure life itself. It is a state of profound luminosity and extraordinary clarity, just like the feeling of waking up from sleep, completely refreshed and filled with a bright, awakened energy. Imagine waking up from sleep. At that moment, there is a deep sense of freshness, a bright and awakened feeling, as if the day is filled with pure radiance. If we were to look in the mirror, we might see ourselves appearing bright and vibrant. But understand this, we are not this form. This body is merely an effect, a reflection of the mind. The mind, or consciousness, is radiant first, and that radiance extends to the body. Whether our body is long-lived or short-lived, whether it appears youthful or aged, whether it is in good health or poor health, all of it depends on the mind, on the essence of life itself, because the mind is the original substance. Do you see? Our mind, or the life essence, is inherently pure, utterly clear, ever radiant. It is in a state of continuous awakening. It is a natural presence that neither comes nor goes. Imagine a vast luminous emptiness, completely void of anything. No universe, no stars, no dust particles, no sun, no black holes, no darkness, no light. Nothing at all. Just this infinite clarity. It has no size, because there is nothing to measure it against. It has no beginning and no end. It has no distance, because there is nothing to traverse. It has no time, because there is nothing to measure it by. It pervades all things without needing time or space to do so. Consider this analogy. If you think of the moon right now, the image of the moon immediately appears in your awareness. Some might say, the mind is so fast, it reaches the moon instantly, even faster than light. But this is not about speed at all. The mind is not faster than light. The mind encompasses everything. All things exist within it. The moment we think of the moon is right here. Right now, as we think of it, it is here. Try thinking of your mother's face. Immediately, she is right here. Imagine embracing your mother and father. At this very moment, the image is present. Think of Mars, and Mars is right here. Everything is here, all at once. There is no movement, no traveling from one place to another. It does not move because it is everything. Do you see? In truth, we are pure, luminous life essence, completely one with the boundless, transparent emptiness that pervades all. The entire universe exists within our consciousness. Let me explain. If we understand this, we will realize that nothing in this world truly belongs to us. I am showing you something. When this body dissolves and perishes, whether it happens this evening or tomorrow, do not assume it will last long. We spend our lives chasing after money, pieces of paper that we ourselves have assigned meaning to. We strive, struggle, deceive, harm, hate, and fight, all for this paper. We want to collect as much of it as possible. But have we become mere slaves to paper? Can we accept this truth? We created a system where a simple piece of paper is called money. We assigned it value and made it the key to acquiring anything. So we fight endlessly for it. Whoever possesses the most is declared the winner. But if we were to gather an immense amount of this paper, what then? This body does not last. It will soon perish. What do we truly gain from accumulating so much? We say that if we have more money, we will be happy. We will be able to buy whatever we desire, abundant food, multiple houses, vast lands. But what does it amount to? What do we gain from owning many houses? What do we gain from possessing multiple cars? This body needs only one meal a day to survive. Why eat excessively? To bring happiness, or simply to shorten our own lifespan? Imagine that an object only needs a single plate of food to function, or a car only requires 30 liters of fuel. Can we pour 1,000,000 liters of fuel into that car, fill it up completely, overflowing the truck bed, spilling everywhere? Do we understand that a car only needs 30 liters? It doesn't require more than that. But if we add beyond what's necessary, what happens? It creates a mess. Can we picture it? Our body, too, only needs a single plate of food per day to survive. Now think about collecting vast amounts of paper. Why do we do it? So that we can have more. But having more often leads to more suffering. Imagine if we were a truck loaded beyond capacity, with things spilling over in every direction. Would such a truck be a burden? Yes, it would. It would be a heavy, cumbersome load to carry. Now, let's take another perspective. Imagine that we, as a living essence, have received a car. Once we have the car, we begin driving it. But then we have to keep refueling it. That's the first struggle. Next, we must clean and maintain it. That's the second. Then we must change the oil and lubricate its systems regularly. The third, we need to constantly check the electrical systems. The fourth, the engine requires frequent inspections. The fifth, we must take it in for servicing. The sixth, we need to check and replace the tires. The seventh, we have to pay taxes and fees. The eighth, and if an accident happens, we need to deal with insurance claims. The ninth, all of these responsibilities are burdens that come with having the car. But now, imagine stepping out of the car and shutting the door. We walk away, leaving it behind. If the car disappears, so be it. We no longer need it. And suddenly, those 9 burdens vanish. The weight we carried is gone. There is no more struggle, no more stress. We become light and free. Now we can simply live, stay home, tend to our surroundings, grow our own food, raise animals, and live comfortably. But if we cling to the car, we must keep moving, keep working, keep chasing paper just to maintain it, paying installments, fuel costs, repairs, and all the expenses tied to it. We become entangled in endless effort. Yet the moment we step away, leaving it all behind, whoever wants to take the car may do so. We no longer need it. With just the essentials, we can stay at home, live at ease, and be content. Because in the end, the body only truly needs a single plate of food. The burden that once consumed our time from dawn till dusk, the constant running to chase what we call money, just to pay for the car, can we imagine it? Struggling from the moment we wake until we fall asleep, searching tirelessly from morning to night, caught up in endless busyness, we don't even have time to go home, to talk to our family, or to truly enjoy life. Instead, we remain in the car, driving it, maintaining it. One moment something needs fixing, the next something needs replacing. Always tangled up with this vehicle. Now, the car payments are finally done, but the car itself is now worn down, no longer functioning as well as before. What should we do? Do we continue forcing ourselves to drive it? Then we have to repair it, keep pushing through, and in the end, after all that effort, all the money we've earned goes into fixing the car. Even after a decade of working, all our earnings are poured into the vehicle, taxes, maintenance, replacements. Day by day, the car deteriorates, rust begins to spread, and eventually it breaks down. Then, what happens? We buy a new car, and the cycle repeats. Another 10 years of struggle, chasing money from morning till night, just to pay for and maintain this new vehicle. If we continue down this path, we become servants to the car, trapped in this endless loop. And after all these years, what have we gained? We still eat just 1 plate of food per day. We never truly get to rest in the comfort of home. We never have time to sit with family, to talk with our children, or to simply enjoy life. It's as if we were born just to serve these things. Can we see this clearly? We, in essence, are pure life itself, weightless, formless, bright, and free. The true nature of existence is lightness, openness, clarity, ever awakened, ever pure. It has no shape, no form. It is simply pure awareness. Even language, the words I speak now, is just a tool. The body is a tool. The voice is a tool to function in this world. Our thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and memories, These two are only tools for navigating this world. But if we were no longer here, we would need none of these things. If we truly understand that all these things are burdens, heavy, exhausting, and filled with suffering, then we can see the truth. Just like a car, the moment we acquire it, suffering begins. It never truly brings happiness. It only brings loss upon loss. And this applies to everything we cling to. Whatever we possess, we will suffer over it. The point I want to emphasize is this. When this body breaks down and dies, and it absolutely will, it won't be long. It could be this evening, or it could be tomorrow. Some people seem perfectly healthy, yet suddenly they collapse and pass away. Others unknowingly carry cancer for years, only to discover, too late, that it has reached its final stage. They might visit a doctor because of a strange dizziness, only to be diagnosed with terminal cancer. And what happens the moment they hear the news? They lose their appetite, they can't sleep. Their thoughts spiral endlessly, thinking. At that moment, they become entangled in their own mind. Why? Because they believe they are human. And as humans, we believe we must think. How could I have cancer? I never had any symptoms. I'm only in my 20s. The doctor says I have less than a month left. What should I do? Why is my life so unfair? All the dreams, building a family, repaying the kindness of parents, accumulating wealth, becoming the richest, the most powerful, all of it collapses. Tears fall endlessly. This is suffering. And all of this is happening in the mind, alone, within the four walls of a house, lost in thought, unaware of the thinking itself, still believing, I am human. But let's reconsider. We are not merely this body. We are pure consciousness, a formless essence, clear, radiant, and untouched. Do you understand the meaning of purity? It is complete lightness, boundless joy, a deep and spacious freedom within. It only waits to be realized. But we do not recognize this. We remain unaware. When the body finally disintegrates and dies, this essence, the pure life force, drifts away in search of a new body. And upon finding one, ignorance returns once again. The same cycle repeats. Trapped in suffering, believing nothing will happen to me, until sickness, aging, and death inevitably come again. The mind, the life force, then drifts once more, seeking another body, perhaps in water, on land, beneath the earth, or as a creature of the sky. To be born as a human is incredibly rare, because consciousness, this essence of life, is infinite in number. We can imagine it like this. Humans are like tiny grains of soil. If we pinch the earth with 2 fingers, the amount of soil we pick up represents the number of humans. Meanwhile, the entire earth, filled with countless grains of soil stretching into infinity, represents the vast number of consciousnesses that inhabit various forms, beings in water, on land, underground, in the sky, and even beyond, in space. The chance of being born as a human is incredibly rare, almost 0.0000001%. Most consciousnesses take form as animals, endlessly caught in a cycle of being eaten and eating others, biting and being bitten, fighting and being fought. And for what? Just to eat, sleep, wake up, and repeat. When an animal is eaten, it suffers, holds resentment, and feels hatred. When we eat another being, it too bears resentment toward us. Consciousness never truly disappears. It only drifts and finds a new form. Then it returns to seek retribution. The cycle of pain, revenge, and attachment continues infinitely, without end. Again and again, we are reborn into different forms, each time bound by suffering. Every time we take on a new body, we experience suffering through it. We only reside in these bodies temporarily, as we are not truly form-bound. In essence, we are pure, formless nature with life and awareness. To understand anything, we must inhabit a vessel, a body, to learn and dissolve ignorance. And with every body we inhabit, we inevitably cry, suffer, and grieve, sometimes until our tears feel like streams of blood. If we were to gather all the tears we have shed throughout our countless lifetimes, they would exceed the water in all the oceans of this world. If we were to pile up the bones from all the bodies we have inhabited, they would reach higher than the tallest mountain. Yet, even if we were to see these truths directly, we would still refuse to believe them. So let me put it more simply. These things can be seen and known if we awaken our awareness and recognize the essence of our being. We will see everything. We will see the past, the future, the nature of different minds, and the countless forms we once embodied. There is no difficulty in perceiving these things. The only difficulty is that even when we see them, we still do not believe. Even now, as I speak the truth, you do not believe me. Do we believe this body truly belongs to us? Try telling it not to age. Can we command it not to grow old? Can we tell it not to fall sick, not to develop cancer, diabetes, allergies, stomach pain, kidney disease, liver disease, or lung disease? Can we command our eyes to stay clear forever, our teeth to never decay, our bones to remain unbroken? If we give such orders to our body, will it obey? It won't, because it is not truly ours. It is merely a form of nature that we temporarily inhabit. This is the reality. Can we accept this truth? Can we acknowledge that this body will inevitably break down and perish? Can we accept that it is not truly ours, that we have merely taken residence in it for a fleeting moment? We have changed bodies countless times, and right now we are in the most fortunate stage, inhabiting a human form. Yet, instead of cherishing this rare opportunity, we become consumed by the pursuit of wealth. From the moment we wake up until the moment we sleep, we struggle endlessly for money. For what? Just to have this body break down and die in the end? We become slaves to society, to competition, to education, learning everything about the world, but ultimately only to chase money. We strive for power and status, but for what? In the end, it all circles back to earning money just to buy a single plate of food. Is this endless struggle truly necessary? People fight to become powerful, yet power only brings immense suffering. The more we possess, the heavier our burdens become. And yet, no matter how much we accumulate, this body will still decay and perish. When that happens, our consciousness, our true essence, will no longer be as it is now. It will take on another form, often as an animal, bound in suffering beyond measure, trapped in an endless cycle of birth and death, born, struggle to survive, then die, again and again. Is this not pitiful? Were we born only to die in vain? We were not born to be slaves to money. We were not born to be enslaved by material possessions. We were not born to be lost in this world, only to die unaware of the truth. Our existence is not meaningless. We have taken residence in this most extraordinary vessel, a human body, for one purpose alone: to realize the truth of our own essence, to see that nothing truly belongs to us. If we awaken to this truth, if we attain realization within ourselves, we will no longer return to this cycle of birth and death. We will no longer suffer. This will be our final existence. Awaken your consciousness, recognize your pure and true nature, and listen deeply to these words. I have created this recording on the essence of world peace so that everyone can listen. Children, the elderly, the disabled, men, women, people of all genders, all ages, all castes, all statuses, all nations, all ethnicities, all beliefs, and all religions. Anyone can listen. There have been many who, after listening to just one recording, even for just a single day, felt a profound shift. Their minds were freed from the illusion of self. the belief that they are merely human beings dissolved. They realized with absolute clarity that there is no real self. When one truly perceives that even the voice speaking right now is not us, we begin to prepare for liberation from rebirth. The voice speaks on its own. It has no real identity. It cannot be touched or grasped. It is merely a vibration, a ripple in nature that manifests as sound. It is an energy that ripples as thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and memories. None of these things are truly us. If we realize that the voice we hear now is heard without effort, if we do not need to consciously try to listen, yet understanding still arises, then we will see that sound simply arises and fades on its own. It cannot be touched. It appears and vanishes without substance. The same is true for mental images, emotions, and perceptions. So why do we cling to them as self? What proves that they belong to us? The moment we accept this truth, our consciousness, our pure life essence, will have found the answer it has always sought. To make it clear, we are not the body. We are a pure, formless essence, transparent, luminous, and boundless. We are the pure life element. Below next. Now let me use the term we to speak plainly. If we know that this body is not us, we must understand that we only inhabit it because we have no physical form of our own. That is why we take residence in a body, and of all forms, the human body is the highest. If we were born as aquatic creatures, we would never be able to comprehend the mind, because their evolutionary state has not developed the capacity for communication or the ability to learn that they too are pure essence. If we were born as land animals, underground creatures, birds, or beings of the sky, none of these forms have evolved enough to recognize their true nature. Only human beings have been refined by evolution to the point where they can understand all things. Humanity has developed language, intricate knowledge, and profound reasoning. And now the time has come for us to know our own minds. This is the one true subject, the single most important knowledge that has never been included in worldly education, and yet it is the only knowledge that will free us from suffering. It is the only wisdom that will elevate us to the highest realization. This is what will establish the essence of world peace. Let us make a firm resolution. We shall listen to the teachings on the mind, on the pure life essence, in every recording I have provided. Share these recordings. Spread this knowledge so that everyone on earth may hear it. Let this wisdom be included in education so that every child may learn about the mind. It is the only subject that has never been taught to us since birth. Instead, we are taught only to think, to memorize, to conform to the traditions and cultures of our societies. We are taught to worship everything in sight, to make offerings, to engage in rituals, to harm and kill one another, to compete, to fight for survival. We are conditioned to be slaves to money, to our bodies, to society. We are taught that life's purpose is to grow old, to fall ill, and to perish, only to be reborn and repeat the cycle again. This is all that has ever been taught in this world, teachings that only lead us outward, never inward. No one has ever shown us how to turn against the current and look within. No matter which religion we follow, which country we belong to, which ideology we adhere to, or what social class or status we hold, there is one thing we all share. We are all consciousness, pure life essence without form, transparent and luminous. All of us have inhabited countless vessels for one purpose only, to realize that we are this pure essence. That is all. We were not born to be enslaved by this world. We were not born to be lost in it. We were not born to die in vain. We were not born to be servants of money. Understand this. This world is an illusion. The language we speak is an illusion. The paper we fight over, money, is also an illusion. We chase after illusions, becoming trapped in them, just as if we were lost inside a grand theater. We wear masks and play roles, man, woman, high, low, rich, poor, father, mother, child, elder, human, animal, and countless other identities. But now it is time to awaken. We are not this theater. We merely borrow these masks and costumes to play our parts, so that we may come to realize the ultimate truth. We are consciousness, the formless, luminous life essence. This essence is light, open, and free. Whoever realizes this truth within themselves, who awakens to their true nature, will no longer suffer. Listen to my recordings with complete attention until you deeply understand your own consciousness. Listen, observe, and comprehend. Until your consciousness fully accepts the truth, that the very act of hearing this sound right now is happening on its own. You do not need to try to hear. The hearing is already happening. Do you see? Right now, awareness is naturally present. It perceives sound effortlessly. It perceives scent when it arises. When a fragrance reaches the nose, awareness recognizes it immediately. When food touches the tongue perceives its taste on its own. The eyes see by themselves. Awareness flows continuously through the 5 sensory gateways: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. But do we recognize that we are thinking? Do we notice the inner voice speaking within our minds? It speaks on its own. The awareness of sound occurs naturally. When we picture something in our minds, the image appears and dissolves on its own. Emotions arise in the same way. Have we ever observed how emotions emerge and then fade by themselves without us needing to do anything? We only need to observe that all these phenomena arise and dissolve on their own. Feelings of satisfaction arise on their own and dissolve on their own. Feelings of dissatisfaction arise and dissolve on their own. Whether it is pleasure or pain, good or bad, merit or sin, right or wrong, truth or illusion, irritation or joy, exhilaration or shock, no matter what kind of emotion it is, we simply observe that it arises by itself, dissolves by itself, and cannot be grasped. Take the moment of being startled. Where exactly is that feeling of shock? Can you pick it up and show it to me? Can you shape it into something solid? It has no form. Do you understand? It has no shape, yet we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by suffering. We cry for days over something intangible. But does emotion have any real substance? Can it be molded into a tangible shape? Can it be held in our hands? If not, then why do we cling to it? Why do we drown in it? Do you see now how foolish we are? Have you ever noticed that emotions have no real form? Can you recognize that they are weightless, ownerless? Who among us can truly see this? The moment we realize this, a light of understanding will arise. Why do we suffer at all? Yes, why do we suffer? Observe happiness. Happiness is no different from suffering. Look closely. Does happiness have a form? Can it be touched? Can it be shaped into something solid? When happiness itself has no real form, why do we cling to it? Whether pleasure or pain, whether contentment or dissatisfaction, all of these are merely emotions, and emotions have no inherent existence. They are simply a natural phenomenon that arises and dissolves on its own. Can we see this nature for what it is? Right now, you are aware of hearing sound. Do you see how the hearing happens by itself? And then the sound fades away by itself. This process of awareness, can you observe it? It perceives, then vanishes. Sound and perception arise together, dissolve together. Right now, as we speak, as we listen, where exactly is the sound? Try to locate it. Can you grab hold of it? Right now, even as we search for it, we cannot find it. So where is the self? The awareness that knows this, it knows by itself. So where is the self? The voice that speaks, it speaks by itself. So where is the self? The emotions that arise, they are formed by conditions on their own. So where is the self? There has never been a self that takes form. There has never been a self that is sound, thought, emotion, or perception. There is only one nature, pure, radiant, and boundless. It is the formless essence of life. We all possess this pure nature, yet we have never truly known it. From the moment we were born, no one has ever taught us about this. Think about it. Why does the world never teach this truth? When I first awakened to this nature, tears fell. The illusion shattered completely. The moment I realized that the voice speaking was not me speaking, the mind became completely clear. Every thought, every mental movement, whatever arose in the mind, from waking to sleeping, I could see it all. And yet, this seeing required no effort. It happened on its own. Even now, you do not have to try to hear this sound. It is simply heard. Can you see that? Awareness is happening continuously. The essence of life is a nature that simply knows all the time. But this knowing is not us knowing. It is awareness functioning according to its own nature. It is like the sun. It radiates heat and light naturally. But the sun does not know that this is heat or that this is light. Do you understand? Heat, light, electromagnetic energy, solar winds, all of these are merely expressions of the sun's presence. That is simply its nature. Similarly, the nature of consciousness, or the essence of life, radiates energy. It extends awareness to the body. It projects energy to manifest as sound, to form mental images, to generate emotions, to produce memory and perception. But these energies, these phenomena, none of them are consciousness itself. None of them are the essence of life. In other words, they are not us. We are a pure, luminous nature without form. We are this natural essence. When I saw the mind in finer and finer detail, it kept revealing itself. Effortlessly, it kept unfolding, refining itself, until it all exploded and completely shattered apart. It was like a bomb being placed right in the center of my chest, as if someone had set a massive explosive within me, and then, in an instant, it detonated. When I could see thoughts all the time, when they revealed themselves effortlessly, I deeply wished to be free from birth, to never return again. So, I observed carefully. How is it that this is not me? I turned inward, noticing the voice that constantly spoke within. That voice told me, "This is my body." That voice said, "These are my arms and legs." Then I saw it clearly. Oh, so it is only a voice telling me that this is my body. Even now, I am using this voice to communicate with you. You believe that I am speaking to you, but in reality, there is no actual voice. And right now, there is no one speaking. Right now, there is no one listening. This is the truth. Yet we continue to rely on illusions. We depend on this voice, depend on thoughts, depend on the inner dialogue in our minds. We rely on it so much that we have become accustomed to it, believing that this is sound, that this is meaning. We assume that right now I am teaching, that I am giving knowledge. We assume that right now we are human. We assume that right now we are hearing and understanding. We rely on sound to make sense of sound. We rely on sound to make sense of everything. And then we rely on sound to tell ourselves that we have understood. But do we realize that sound has never truly existed, that it has never been us? It is merely a tool for understanding the pure essence of life. But once that understanding arises, sound becomes meaningless, just like a fishing net. We weave a net to catch fish. Once we have caught the fish, the net is no longer necessary. We cannot eat the net. Once we have the fish, the net has no value. Similarly, we temporarily reside in this world so that we may realize our true nature. We are the formless, luminous life essence, seamlessly one with the infinite, transparent expanse of the universe. The moment we recognize this, the world loses all meaning. We no longer need to rely on it. Why? Because we have seen the truth of what we really are. The consciousness, the life essence, will no longer be born, will no longer take residence in any form. This happens only when the consciousness fully realizes that it is pure, luminous essence. In this state of absolute purity, there is no coming and going. There is no light or darkness. There are no conditions that lead to suffering. There is no language. There is no distance, no time. There are no emotions, no perception, no formations of any kind. In this pure essence, there is only absolute clarity, lightness, and boundless freedom. There is no suffering. It is the immortal essence, the eternal element. It is untouched by anything. Even if we were to detonate a nuclear bomb within this essence, nothing would be affected at all. Imagine the transparent space that is right in front of us, something our hands cannot grasp. As we look at a phone or a wall, we can see the wall clearly, but we do not see the clear, empty space between the wall and ourselves. Yet, do we realize that this transparent, empty space is here? We perceive it not with our eyes, but with our consciousness, with the essence of life, because it is one and the same as us. We are aware of the clear, empty space around us, even though our eyes cannot see it. Do you understand this? We know it exists because it is inseparable from our life essence. We are this boundless clarity, seamlessly merging with the entire universe. It is everywhere. We are everything, and everything is one within all, and all within one. In truth, the entire universe exists within our consciousness. Whatever we wish to know, we can know. It is a nature beyond suffering. Imagine that we are pure life without form. Without form, there is no need for food. In this natural state, there is no hunger, no need to consume anything. There is no need for clothing, because there is no body to cover. There is only purity. This nature requires no shelter, no medicine, because there is no illness, no affliction. There is only clarity. In this natural state, there is no time, no distance. It knows everything without the need to travel anywhere. Everything simply appears within awareness. Yet, this knowing is not us. There is no entity that knows. Everything is known, but nothing is possessed. Perhaps this can be said another way. This nature knows all, yet it holds on to nothing. It is like a video camera recording everything, capturing every event, every phenomenon. It sees all, it knows all, but it has no memory card. It does not store anything, because there is no need to keep anything. Do you see? What is there to store? Everything exists as it is. Everything is already complete within itself. Even this awareness itself remains just as it is, without suffering. It is as if it desires nothing at all. On the day I came to realize this within, I saw the voice that speaks all the time. I saw how this voice assigns meaning and value to everything. This is our home, our car, our land, our family. These are our arms and legs. This voice was the one speaking. The first moment I truly saw that it was this voice, giving meaning to everything, tears fell from my eyes. It felt light. It felt free. It was as if the understanding that I was a human being completely crumbled away. After that, the mind became more refined in its awareness, and then an insight arose. Oh, emotions do not speak. Feelings of satisfaction, dissatisfaction, neutrality, happiness and suffering, these emotions do not speak. They are like waves of energy that rise and dissolve continuously. But this voice is the one that says, now we are irritated, now we are angry, now we are pleased or displeased. The voice is the one speaking. When I saw this clearly, it became even lighter, even freer, and there was deeper understanding. As this seeing continued, I noticed that even the mental images that arise, These images do not speak either. It is the voice that says, right now, we are imagining going to the seaside. Right now, we are thinking about buying pizza. Oh, it must be delicious. These images appear, but they do not say anything about themselves. They simply arise as something to be known. They are just tools to be used in this world, and then they pass. All these faculties, this body, these thoughts, these emotions, are just instruments for experiencing and learning within this world. The body is like a vessel, allowing us, who are formless, to take form in order to learn. The voice is something we use to communicate in this world, to learn what we truly are. We rely on mental images, on emotions, on perception, on understanding and memory. These are simply things we make use of. Without them, we are a nature beyond form, beyond words. This is why we cannot recognize our true nature from the beginning, because we, in our essence, are already pure, already luminous, already encompassing the entire universe. This has always been so. But we would never be able to understand ourselves if we did not create the tools to do so. We have created everything, all phenomena, all experiences. Know this. The entire universe emerged from a vast, clear emptiness, the origin point of all existence. The very first celestial body that came into being was born from the Big Bang, which exploded from a single point within this pure, luminous void. From that explosion, immense energy was released, forming the smallest structures, elemental atoms. These atoms then gathered and shaped themselves into stars and planets. We first came to inhabit these atoms, and from there we took form as single-celled organisms. Since that moment, we have continued evolving, changing countless forms, adapting again and again, each time using a body as a vessel to experience and learn. Over the course of an immeasurable evolution, we have now arrived at the most refined form, the human body. Through this body, we communicate, just as I am using this voice now to converse with you. But here is the great misunderstanding. We believe that this conversation is real, that there is truly a me speaking to a you. We believe that we are truly human, but in truth, we are not human at all. I am only using this voice to tell you that the voice itself is not real. It is merely energy, a wave of vibration, a tool for communication, nothing more. It speaks only to awaken the mind, to let it realize that the voice has no actual form, no substance, no self. It is just an instrument. Wake up now. It is time to return home. We are formless life itself. This voice is not truly ours. It is just a means of communication. This body is not truly ours either. It never was, because it does not last. The voice is what assigns meaning to everything. It is the voice that says, "This is me. These are my arms and legs." But look at your arms and legs. Do they speak? Look around at the world. Does a tree say it is a tree? Does a window declare itself a window? Does a mirror call itself a mirror? Look carefully. Everything simply exists in silence. It is only known, without words, without definitions. Try sweeping your gaze from left to right, then from right to left. What do you see? There is only pure knowing, a knowing without form, without meaning. There is only awareness, light, spacious, empty, unclaimed by anyone. Do you see it? This knowing, this awareness, is merely a tool meant to be used in this world. Emotions, too, are tools meant to be used in this world. Mental images and even sound, these are all tools created for existence in this world. But we tend to get lost in thinking, circling back and forth in thoughts. That is why I always remind myself, can you see that you are thinking? Oh, I'm so poor. What should I do to become rich like them? How can I earn enough to pay off my debts? How can I make money to send my children to good schools? How can I find a better job? These are thoughts, and when we think, we suffer. We rely on the voice, but instead of simply using it, we become entangled in it. From the moment we were born, no one has ever taught us that we are pure consciousness, a formless essence of life. In school, no teacher ever taught us this truth. Imagine if this knowledge was spread into every school, into every grade. If all children were taught by their teachers, and even we, as parents, taught our children that we are pure, luminous life essence, merely inhabiting this body temporarily. We have no form, and that is why we borrow these physical forms. We have no voice, so we use the voice to communicate. We have no mental images, so we rely on them for thinking. We have no emotions, so we use emotions as tools. We do not even have sensory perception. Perception itself is just a means to interact with this world. Even memory and understanding, these two are just instruments for navigating existence here. We are the purest, most refined essence, completely free of anything fabricated or conditioned. This purity, it is truly pure. Do you understand the meaning of purity? It means something untouched by any conditioning, something that remains as it is, pristine and untainted. We are like this. We are luminous, clear and formless, seamlessly blending into the vast clarity of the universe. Air itself resides within this vast, clear emptiness. Cold air, hot air, they all exist within this boundless emptiness. The wind moves within it. Everything exists within this vast clear space. Matter, the earth, the universe, all of them are sustained within this infinite clarity. Even if a nuclear bomb were detonated right before us, even if its explosion annihilated everything in its path, even if fierce winds tore through existence, even if fire blazed and consumed all, even if toxic gases spread and poisoned the air, still, all of this happens within the vast, clear emptiness. And this emptiness, it does not come, it does not go, it does not move, it is not affected by anything at all. This is what we are. We are the nature that is beyond happiness, beyond suffering. We are not connected to pleasure or pain. Happiness and suffering are merely natural occurrences, arising and fading, doing their work as part of nature. Let us not suffer over anything, for there is nothing to suffer about. There is no owner of suffering. There has never been a self born into this world. As you listen to this voice now, as thoughts arise now, can you see it hears on its own? It understands on its own. There is no you within any of this. Can you see? It hears and perceives by itself. It speaks, thinks, and imagines by itself. When we bring food to our mouth, it tastes on its own. It breathes on its own. This body moves on its own. Look at the voice that speaks within, the one that constantly thinks and repeats itself in the mind. The mind has no mouth, yet it keeps speaking endlessly. Can you see that it thinks on its own? Out of nowhere, a thought arises. This Saturday, I should go home to see my mother. Can you see that voice speaking? On Sunday, I should take my family to the beach. Can you see that voice speaking? Can you see how mental images arise by themselves? How do emotions appear and dissolve on their own? How does awareness simply know by itself? Right now, as you are hearing this, can you see that this knowing is present at every moment? Can you see that there is no you in any of it? Where is the self? The moment the mind fully recognizes this truth, boom, it shatters, splitting apart completely. The illusion of self collapses, and it becomes clear. This knowing is not you. This thinking is not you. It breaks away completely, as if the entire body disintegrates into nothingness. That day, it happened to me. As I lay sleeping, the mind was still at work. Even in sleep, It was seeing everything. The pure essence, the fundamental consciousness, it was aware at all times. It witnessed thought after thought until, boom, it exploded into complete separation. It was as if a massive bomb had been placed in the center of my chest, and when it detonated, boom, the entire body shattered into fragments. All the knowledge I had ever accumulated shattered into fragments. What remained was only pure clarity, completely free from suffering. Then a profound realization arose. There had never been a me from the very beginning. Tears flow from my eyes. What had I been searching for all along? It was as if I had been deceived. We come to inhabit this body only to realize that we are not this body. We rely on sound, mental images, emotions, and awareness itself, only to eventually see that none of these are truly us. It is like casting a net to catch fish. Once the fish is caught, the net has no further use. In the same way, we come into this world in order to be free from it. When we recognize that we are pure, luminous essence, that there is nothing that truly belongs to us, then whenever this body ceases to function, we will no longer be reborn. A deep knowing fills the heart. What is there left to be reborn? There is nothing left to be reborn. Everything has been fully realized. Before, we had no idea how we were born. When we first emerged from our mother's womb, we did not know where we came from. We had no understanding of why we were here, what we were meant to do, or what we truly sought. Even when we die, we do not know where we will go. We lived in this state of unknowing, never realizing the reason for our existence. Yet deep within, there was always a lingering question. Why are we here? We always felt that we were searching for something, yet we did not know what it was. We might have everything, wealth, possession, status, but still it never felt like enough. Until one day, awakening occurred within the heart. A realization dawned. We are the pure, luminous essence of life itself. Nothing else is truly us. The voice that speaks is not us. See this clearly. The voice that speaks, it does so without a speaker. There is no one speaking. There is no us hearing and perceiving either. There is only nature, simply being as it is. It knows on its own. It thinks, imagines, constructs, and functions by itself, also that we may come to understand that we are the pure, untainted essence. When this truth is realized, that all things we have relied upon are not us, tears fall, but not out of sorrow. It is light. It is free. There is no suffering anymore, and with that, there is no rebirth. Whether this body dissolves today or tomorrow, it does not matter. That is why all the suffering in this world, stress, anxiety, migraines, depression, all forms of mental and emotional turmoil, dissolves completely. Anyone who awakens to their true essence, who realizes their fundamental nature, will live in this world without suffering ever again. Life continues as before. Food still tastes delicious. But deep in the heart, there is the unshakable knowing that nothing is truly us. It is like wearing a mask and playing a role in a grand performance. But within, we know with absolute certainty, this mask is not who I am. Do you see? The play goes on, life unfolds, but there is no self living it. There is no suffering anymore. Awaken to this truth, all of us. Let us win this game. Let us reach the essence of consciousness, the essence of life itself. Spread this knowledge throughout the education system. Let every person on this earth learn this wisdom. When this understanding is shared, we will no longer harm or exploit one another. We will live together in harmony and peace. There will be no more competition, no more struggle, no more conflict. Humanity will finally reach the core of world peace, a unity where we exist as one without division. No one will desire to be superior, to dominate, to boast, or to conquer. No one will be enslaved by wealth. Instead, there will be only the understanding. Do not harm one another. Do not take from one another. Nothing truly belongs to us. We will share. We will support one another. We will live together as brothers and sisters, as one global family, without separation, without division. Now, the time is right. Let this be the conclusion for now. May all of us awaken to this truth. May all beings realize, without delay, the pure and luminous essence of life within. May this truth be known.